Ugh, butterflies. Okay. Woof. I think I got them. Okay, so today we're going to work like the artist Jim Dine, who is very well known for creating hearts. And all his hearts are very different. And they're not very, what we would say, symmetrical, same on both sides, like that one. They're asymmetrical, they're a little wonky. So you can try and make a perfect heart, but you don't have to. Lots of ways you can do a heart. If you start with kind of what you think might be the letter M, or the number 3, or the letter B, depending on which way you hold it. And then you come down diagonal, diagonal. You'll get a heart. Another way to get a heart, start with your curve, like a frown. Come down. And then do that on the other side. And it doesn't have to be the same size. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. I like to go in like this to make it kind of like a little situation like that. That's a couple of ways to draw a heart. If you're really picky about your heart and you want it to be perfect, you could make a pattern for yourself. So if you fold a piece of paper in half, you got to pay attention to where the fold is and where the open side is. You could draw half a heart. And then you can cut it out. And then it will be symmetrical, same on both sides. And then you could trace it. Or if you cut it out of colored paper, you could glue it onto your white paper. So now you have a pattern that you could trace. So lots of ways to create your heart. Work in pencil. Now we're going to add color inspired by the way Jim Dine does his hearts. There's a lot of examples on the slideshow. He does them in a lot of different ways. He puts sometimes flowers or spots or just bold colors. Sometimes he makes them look like they have form, so they're not flat. So I'm going to think of mine that the light is hitting it. So the light's going to come from one direction and it's going to hit right there. And I'm going to color it with some yellow right there, like a big highlight. So the light. Then as the light comes, it can't get to all of it, so it starts to get a little bit darker. You should pick a color family, so yellow and red make orange. And the harder you color, the darker your orange will be.
Everybody.
So as the light is coming, it can't get to other parts of the heart. Just like this ball is round. You see the light hitting it right there? And then as it goes out, it gets darker where the light can't get to it. Think about that. Using light, you're going to get form. Make something flat look round. Let me see if I can find a regular orange if it's darker. Yep. So I'm going out further. It's getting darker. So by the light hitting it here and it gets darker there, I'm creating form. And there's even more ways to make it look like it has form, which I'll show you. And I'm also going to color the background. And I could keep it monochromatic and do it in the same color family. Or if I really want it to come forward, I could do it with a complementary color, the color across it on the color wheel. So the color across from red on the color wheel is green. So if I color my background with green, it's really going to pop forward. Okay, so I have the light side and then the darker side, and it's starting to look like it's coming forward. And I'm going to do a couple more tricks. I'm going to use black, and if you look at some of Jim Dine's work, it's kind of scribbly, so I'm going to be a little scribbly. Not like scribbly like this, but scribbly intentionally in the shape. So this is the darker side. So the scribble kind of follows the shape. It's just not swirling everywhere. It's going in the direction of the shape of the heart on the darker side. And then the light couldn't get over here a little bit on the heart. So I'm following that with a shadow shade. And the light starts to get darker over here because it's around there. And dark here. So a flat piece of paper, you can add form by using light and shadows. Have fun.